Hi everyone. I'm coming to you today from my hotel room in Las Vegas, and I'm going to speak to you about the power of feeling good now. This concept came to me recently in the past couple of weeks from a book that I've been super blessed to be indulging in. It's called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires. So one of the first things that they talk about in this book is the power of feeling good now, and how your current emotional state is fundamental for you to be able to manifest the things that you want in your life. And the reason that this is that if your vibration is at a lower level, if you're not vibrating if your frequency, your energy is not vibrating at a very high level, it's hard for you to draw in high-level vibrations. So positivity, good things, wealth, abundance, well-being, all of these things vibrate at a high level. But if you're vibrating at a lower level, if you're coming from a place of anger, pity, sorrow, if you're feeling these things constantly, if that's your feeling state, then that's what you're vibrating at, and so you pull in more of that energy towards you. And I really love this approach when talking about manifestation, because I feel like a lot of times it's just simply, okay, so you need to know what you want, and then you need to think about it, and then since you're thinking about it, it simply will be. And then you might hear, well, no, you gotta, know what you want, think about it, and then you gotta believe it. And if you believe it, then it will come to you. And this was always a really confusing way for me to look at it, because I was like, well, how do you make yourself believe something that deep down you don't believe you can have? Or how do you make yourself believe something when you're feeling like crap, when you're feeling like you're coming from lacking, when you're depressed, when you're angry, when you're feeling jealous? Like, when you are in that feeling state, you can't just think you want something. It feels very false. And so when I was reading this book, this was like an aha moment for me. It was like, yes, okay, so if I can just use awareness is the tool. If I can know what I want, and then I can think about what I want and notice how that makes me feel. And if it's making me feel like I'm lacking, or it's making me feel jealous, or it's making me feel anxious, I need to become aware of that emotion and then simply shift it. And the first step is becoming aware of it. They talk about something called an emotional guidance scale. And I actually will show it to you, or bring it up here. They say that one of the highest frequency emotions you can have is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. Those are on the first bundle. And then going down the list is passion is number 2. 3 is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. 4 is positive expectations, belief. 5 is optimism. 6 is hopefulness. 7 is contentment. 8 is boredom. 9 is pessimism. 10 is frustration, irritation, impatience. 11, overwhelmment. 12, disappointment. 13, doubt. We only have 22 of these, so you know. 14 is worry. 15 is blame. 16 is discouragement. 17 is anger. 18 is revenge. 19, hatred, rage. 20, jealousy. 21, insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. And then 22, the lowest vibration is fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. So if you can check in with your current emotional state, and let's even go all the way down to 22, and you're like, I'm in a state of depression. I feel really depressed. I don't even want to get up. What you can do is notice that. That's your first step. Notice that feeling. And then see if you can just slightly shift it. It's not about going from depression to joy. This is not going to work for you. This is not going to work for anyone. This is inauthentic. But maybe you can move it up just a little bit. Maybe you can move it up into insecurity, guilt. That's just the notch up. Or maybe you can even move it all the way up to 17, which is anger. So how can depression move into anger? For me, thinking about something, or just simply changing your perspective on the way that you're looking at your current situation. It may seem like, well, I don't want to be angry about it, but it's a higher vibration. So if you can at least move yourself up to anger, then from there, be in anger for a moment. And then once you're in anger, you might be able to move yourself up to 10, which is frustration, irritation, impatience. So kind of moving up the scale gradually. It's not about staying in anger, but also not being afraid to go there, not being afraid to have that. Society pushes that a lot, that it's super horrible to be angry. And I think what they're trying to say is that staying in anger or lashing out at people with that feeling is not the way to go, but being in it and maybe even finding positive ways to express it is okay. But then even more powerful is moving through it and getting to the next step, eventually reaching a point of joy. So I love this concept because for me, I've been really thinking about that as I'm in the process of traveling right now. I'm kind of in a crossroads of my life again. And, you know, whenever you come to a crossroads, there's so many different perspectives you can take. I could be looking at this as really stressful and really intense and feeling really lost. And there have been in the past couple months as I've been kind of driving down the West Coast and just exploring and seeking moments where I am feeling that. And what I have noticed is when I'm feeling that, things get funky in my universe. Things are not flowing. And then when I think about it as, you know, a crossroads is okay. This is an opportunity for growth, for change. This is an opportunity. That's my perspective instead of this is fucked up. My perspective is this an opportunity, and all of a sudden opportunities are coming to me. Even this being here, I decided to come back after camping for a few days in Arizona to come back to the hotel room because it felt so good to be here. And I made that choice super consciously because, you know, and it's not even super expensive. It's like $40 a night, but I felt like, and you know, right now my income is a little bit low, but I know it's going to work out. I do. And I can also get really weird and scared about that. And as soon as I do, I just change my perspective on that and I trust, you know, it may be low, but I can afford, you know, $40 for 2 nights. This hotel room is worth so much more than that to me right now. It's giving me clarity. It's giving me time with myself. It feels super healing. There's a pool downstairs. It's quiet in my room. You know, I have no disturbances. I've been watching amazing tutorials online that are super inspiring to me. I've been delving into this book. I've been doing tons of journaling and processing, and that healing alone in itself, giving myself this time, these 2 days, have been super powerful for me. Certainly worth $80. So check this book out. Again, it's called Ask and It Is Given. A super powerful tool to own. And, you know, the book will definitely explain this emotional guidance system a lot better and the power of feeling good now. But I wanted to give you a little insight on that and challenge you to practice it. And, you know, just start out with a day. Today I'm going to be super aware of my emotions, and I'm going to check in and say, can I vibrate a little bit higher today? You know, what I'm feeling right now, my emotional state right now, could serve me better. And, you know, sometimes it is just simply becoming aware and consciously shifting your emotions, changing your perspective. But if that's not working for you, then change what you're doing. Go take a yoga class. You know, go buy yourself a little treat, a green juice, or whatever it is, you know, change something slightly so that you can feel yourself vibrating at a higher level, and then notice if the world around you is also shifting as you shift. And, you know, share on the community, make posts, let us know what's going on, let us know what you're thinking. If you have more resources for the power of feeling good now, share. One thing that I'm loving about YouTube, and I've been on it for 2 days watching amazing tutorials, is that it is a community. It's a tribe for us to come together and to become more empowered through knowledge. So share. Yeah, that's what this is all about. And thanks for showing up and listening.